I'm Mike Calabrese, and this is College Football Conference Realignment news for 2024. Let's start in SEC country, where it just means more, and quite literally it means more teams this fall, moving from 14 to 16 by welcoming in Texas and Oklahoma. The SEC has also ditched their division format for the first time since 1991. Now, the Red River rivalry moves down into SEC country, and it is a storied one. The Golden Hat goes to the winner of this event, which has been played 119 times, dating back to 1900. Now, how did the SEC add these two schools? Well, they plucked them from the Big 12. This is where Conference Commissioner Brett Yormark's overall aggression has really paid off. Losing Texas and OU was a blow, but keep in mind, the Big 12 had sent a team to the 4-team college football playoff in back-to-back years. So they go ahead and pluck 4 teams out of the crumbling Pac-12, grabbing Arizona, Arizona State, Colorado, and Utah to bolster their ranks up to 16 for the 2024 season. Speaking of the Pac-12, how's it going out there on the West Coast? Well, the conference basically doesn't exist anymore. Down to the Pac-2, Oregon State and Wazoo missed the last helicopter out of the Conference of Champions, and when the music stopped, they no longer had a power seat when it comes to college football. They were forced to reach out to the Mountain West Conference to backfill their schedule, at least for this season, with those teams in the hopes of either joining the Mountain West Conference or convincing Mountain West Conference teams to join the Pac-2, build it back up to what it once was. Either way, not a great look for the Beavers and Cougars. Now, for the rest of the Pac-12, there was major moves made by the Big Ten and the ACC. In the Big Ten, which by the way has not had 10 teams since 1992, they moved from 14 to 18 teams by going into the LA market, grabbing USC and UCLA, and moving up to the Pacific Northwest and nabbing Oregon and Washington. As for the ACC, they didn't want to be left behind either in this conference arms race, so they grab Cal and Stanford out of the Bay Area, as well as SMU from the AAC, who essentially paid to become a Power 4 program for the first time. So that's where we stand with the Pac-12. Now let's look finally at the Group of 5. As I mentioned, the AAC lost SMU to the Atlantic Coast Conference. They filled their spot with Army, who is finally, for the very first time, in the same conference as their rival Navy. Conference USA has 9 teams returning from last year. They also welcome in FBS newcomer Kennesaw State. As for the other 3 G5 leagues, the Mountain West, the MAC, and the Sun Belt, they are all exactly the same as they were last year. So when you head into college football season this year, you're going to have multiple coast-to-coast conferences looking at you, Big Ten and ACC. The SEC is bigger than ever, and the Big 12 promises to bring the havoc with 16 teams, many of them fully capable of winning the auto bid and getting a first-round bye in that college football playoff. Either way, we have you fully covered over at the BBOC Big Bets on Campus YouTube channel, as well as our podcast, the Group of 5 Deep Dive between myself and Mike Iannello. There will be no stone left unturned this season, so please enjoy the action.